Hello everybody, this is Ronar and welcome back to another episode of Beyond Legendary. Today we are here to try and rescue this entire Haven camp from the Chosen attack. And I believe this is the variation of the mission where there isn't any starting enemies on the map, but we have to defend from reinforcements, I believe. Over here we can see a dead mother that is currently knocked out for 8 rounds. We need to reach her before she dies, and that will become a free bonus soldier for us to keep in our campaign. She also comes with a very unique class, so it is very worth making sure that you rescue her. So let's begin. I think what we'll do is we'll start by introducing our squad. So we got Masema over here. This is our shinobi, gonna probably be in charge of running around rescuing recruits. We've got Wati over here, our ranger, infantry type of unit. We got Tobata, our dragoon, gonna be in charge of hacking, heavy weapons. I just misclicked. Alright, well, you can be down there for a bit, Tobata. We've got over here Sebras, our death from above sniper, long range and all that other fun stuff. Over here we've got Arnzi, our super muton trooper. We've got Dredaya over here. Dredaya is gonna be our grenade-loving skirmisher. We have our dual-wielding Storm Rider, Cradle Mox, over here. We've got Wetjon, our infantry blue snake, with the ability to spit ice and all sorts of other fun stuff. And finally, we got Ladonal over here, known as Episode 1 guy. And over here, you'll also notice that we have an Advent drone. This is an Advent drone that we hacked previously on one of these types of missions. Or not on this type of mission, but just on some sort of mission that we were on with a full override hijacker. Alright, so I think when it comes to approaching this type of mission, we're going to be sending out our long-distance sprinters, so people like our shinobi, people like our drone over here. They're just going to run out there and start rescuing as many people as we can. 12 people out there. We also need to make sure that we have a med kit for Dead Mother. Somebody should have a med kit for that, right? Got one on the snake. I think we also have one on the muton. Storm Rider does not have one. The sniper has one. And the dragoon also has one, but the dragoon does not have medical protocol, so we can't heal for her from long range. Alright, now with this type of mission, we've got a set of reinforcements incoming. There's nothing that starts off on the map, thankfully, so you can just start running into the fog. However, after the first round, the Chosen will show up. Now, you gotta kill Chosen pretty quickly, that way you can deal with the reinforcements safely. Once the timer runs down, you start having Doom reinforcements. So this mission type is over pretty quickly, although a lot of times you have to decide, you have to make like some really tough decisions, so sometimes it might take a little bit longer for the mission to complete. But theoretically, this should be one of those missions that's over in a few turns. Okay, let's start running everyone up though and just try to cover as much space as we can. We've got this like big cliff up here followed by like a downside cliff over there. I'm hoping the enemy reinforcements drop somewhere predictable like down here while all our guys can just overwatch right here and just kill them all. But in Long War you do not see where the enemy reinforcements are dropping in from, so unfortunately it will not be so easy. Regardless though, let's just run out, start rescuing people. And yes, these people can be faceless.
You know how much I hate
is a
traveling
possibility.
by foot.
And we can rescue that person already. We've got Masema over here. Let's have Masema running forward. Masema has this really cool jetpack model and animation, although that animation is not something that reflects in gameplay. They're just a regular soldier. That just looks really cool. Let's send it back some of these recruits over here. The main thing that I'm going to use to gather people is probably this drone. The drone is kind of expendable, so it's like if we need to leave, the drone can stay out there and just keep on finding people to rescue. Try to set up our sniper in a good spot. I'm thinking the sniper should probably want to like sit in right behind that tree, perhaps.
Move! On Overwatch.
Most likely the Chosen will
It's one of the elders chosen.
The faceless. Oh wow, okay. Well, we got quite a few enemies to deal with already. So let's get ready to deal with them. And apparently they're coming in from the sides, actually. Maybe I just have the map oriented wrong.
You have been judged.
Alright, Alright, Mr. Warlock, let's get ready to deal with this guy. He is weak to skirmishers, and we do have a skirmisher with us, so that's nice. We're gonna do the usual thing of summoning some minions. We'll probably mark one of them as his champion. Alright then. Let's get ready to take care of these guys, shall we?
Let's try to take care of it as quickly as
Viper
possible.
Insectoid back there. First things first, let's get ready to take care of the Faceless. So I am just going to run up here and Frost Strike this thing. You know, considering your primary weapon is a Cryolator, I almost never use that compared to your secondary weapon. Alright, good start with that amount of damage. We know that the Chosen is somewhere up there, so we want to reorient our team so that we're facing up in that direction. I don't know if I want to get vision of them just yet. I probably do, but I'm not really quite sure about this. Okay, we'll make use of our Storm Rider because I want to showcase the cool dual wield flashes. Oh, look at that! That was so cool. If half the animation wasn't getting clipped over by the corpse of the Faceless, that would have looked really, really cool. Alright, and we have Den Mother right here. Let's get ready to medkit her. I can't stabilize her though. Why can I not stabilize her? Is she not there? Okay, I'm one tile away. I do have to move up into a slightly more precarious position if I want to rescue her. What we can do is this. We'll move the snake up and use our blend to be in concealment. That way, if something walks up, they won't get to just shoot you in the back. Interestingly enough, I'm not allowed to medkit her for some reason. Why not? Does someone else have a medkit that we can use? Yeah, we know that she's like right there, but I can't get to her for some reason. I am on the right spot, right? Yeah, I am on the right spot. Is it just because I have to be like on this tile? Yeah, for some reason it doesn't register from this diagonal. Yeah. That makes sense. Then, what do? We'll use you to scout since you're in concealment. Let's have you run up to this tree trunk over here. This will also rescue the civilian, so we can bring them all the way back. There we go. Every other civilian around here should just move up, keep their heads down, try not to get killed. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have this drone kind of scout out this left side of the map, because this is a really large map, it seems. I need the rest of my squad doing combat over there. And yeah, there's a lot of people to be rescued around here. I see at least a few more in that direction. And we'll probably just have to press forward on this side. What I'll do is I'll bring the sniper and put them right back here, probably.
Will do.
Keep Seabres in that direction. Tobata over here. I don't know what I'm going to do with Tobata yet. I think we'll just come up to here. It's a little bit of a shame that we can't reach the Chosen this round. I wish we were able to. Okay, so I think if I stand here, I should be able to rescue her next round. Meanwhile, Storm Rider seems to have an extra move. I'm going to just move the Storm Rider into... Do I move up or do I stay back? I guess I move up into the full cover.
Supongo que está bien.
And I'm going to throw our skirmisher a little bit closer also. I think I just want the entire squad a little bit closer. Maybe I'll use the shinobi to rescue people since they have stealth. Doesn't sound like too bad of an idea. Let's start by running the shinobi up to there for now. We're just really trying hard to find places for our people to sit. This person doesn't come with any armor, probably because they were the Haven Advisor and they got unequipped at some point. I think what I'll do is I'll just have you sitting somewhere up close to the front so you can get ready to use your sawed-off shotgun and hopefully get some big damage off.
All set.
Meanwhile, everybody else, you guys are just gonna stay right back here, stay safe, and don't die.
Now is our time to march.
And let's see what the Warlock can do.
Die for your resistance.
Absolutely nothing. Nice. Okay. That's good to see. Now, let's start rescuing some civilians here. Now, you might think that you have to be right next to the civilians to rescue them, but it's more of like a area around them as well as one tile out to the side. So not here, not here, not here, but here does actually count as a rescue potential tile. It's a little bit weird, but that's just how it is. Get this drone down here for now. Let's see if we see anyone else around here. I think the most annoying part about this mission type is having to tab through everyone. There we go, okay. We got most of the people down out here. I'll allow you guys back here to just hunker down. That way I can just tap through my own soldiers and not through the other stuff. This spot seems kind of empty. I'm assuming we'll end up seeing more stuff as we move up though. Let's get our snake up here. And we do see some enemies down in that direction. They seem to just be very confused and not sure how to proceed. Warlock is down there. Within one more round, we're going to start having some reinforcements, so that'll be a problem. Let's stabilize this person real quick. Oh boy, getting to these guys is actually kind of a problem. Can't figure out how to reach them safely. Take a shinobi and have them come all the way down here.
Beat.
Good, another person has been rescued. Run him all the way back. Right next to that ladder should be safe for this round. Our sniper unfortunately can't really do much from this angle, so we're gonna have to find a new angle for our sniper, it seems. It's either that or we hope that they climb up here. I'm not sure what the right choice is yet.
I'm going.
Let's see if we can hit them all with one big plasma blaster. If I can hit both the sectoid and the warlock, that's actually very solid.
Coming through.
Now it only does half damage to the warlock because he's got the viper as his greatest champion. But we can apply rupture to him, making it so that all future damage does +1. Guy's got a spectral lancer coming out. We can knock out the spectral lancer, no problems though. We can also finish off that sectoid. We also have a chop with this person. Let's do the chop. Fatal Mox is pretty good at ending his enemies here. Oh, that looks so cool. Ooh, what? You get to shoot me as soon as he comes out? Really?
Your life escapes, and in turn the void consumes you.
I didn't think he'd get to just shoot me from there. Interesting. Let's get Dredaya up here. Try to see if we can get some more action going on here. Ideally, we're able to invest most of Dredaya's actions into hurting the Warlock. Which means someone needs to kill off the Viper before we get to actually, start doing damage to the Warlock. Let's see if we can set that all up. We'll run not Dredaya, Ladonal out there. Ladonal doesn't need cover. Ladonal is a non-cover taking unit. I'm gonna keep Wati in full cover in as safe of a spot as possible. Allow Wati to maybe take care of that sectoid there. Excellent work, sectoid destroyed.
Only furthers the need for my presence here.
Trying to figure out how I can get that Viper, but I can't really figure that out. I wish I was able to like hit him with more people around here. But most of my actions are out though. I don't really have many shots. I can like take shots against the Chosen, but all the shots I can do significantly reduce damage. Maybe we'll try 8-bit or Frostbite. Weaken that thing down a little bit. At least we can apply a bit of chill here. Rattle did not take effect against them. Tough spot to fight from. My sniper is not going to be particularly useful here, it seems. Let me just make sure that you can dash out when the evac zone finally arrives. I guess we'll just start by taking a shot against the Chosen, just because we have hit and run. And if we have flight, we will get a free shot against them.
such audacity.
Nice bit of chip damage, I guess. That will force him to move to a slightly better spot. And hopefully we can just start doing some damage to this Viper here.
Do it.
Get a grenade down on top of it. That was some really good grenade damage, actually. I wish I just had a bit more follow-up. Maybe I could have thrown the grenade first and then just shot it. I didn't think that grenade would actually destroy his cover, but we're about to die. We're about to die to that snake. I thought he would get the movement action out, but I forgot that if he's dual wielding, he won't get a secondary move if he's dashing.
Firebrand, it's time to go.
Okay, thankfully though, the snake just uses its tongue grab. It usually does its tongue grab, so it's usually not something you have to worry too much about. Let's finish off that snake real quick. There we go.
There will be no more distractions.
Now then,
You must face
Fatal Mox, you are in a bit of danger. Maybe I'll relegate you mostly to rescuing people now at this point.
Si tú lo dices.
Watch one of these be faceless. If they are, I'll just rescue them. Alright. Where did the Warlock go? I don't see the Warlock. He's supposed to be around here somewhere. I do not know where he is, but let us start by shielding up Fatal Mox, because Fatal Mox is in the midst of dying. I'd like to make sure Mox isn't dead. Sorry about that, Mox. I did not realize that you would not be able to move after taking that shot. Forgot that I gave you the double swords. Alright, we found the Warlock there. We can use Mark Target, mark him, and then just open fire on him. That's one way to handle it. I could just try using the grenades. I feel like using the grenades might be a little bit better. It might even be just overall better to Overwatch instead. I didn't think about that. Maybe I should just Overwatch. Let's see if the Warlock will move if I run this guy up here and chop him. He does get his close combat specialist, but we've got a lot of defense and armor. We should be able to take these hits pretty well. Beautiful damage right there.
That will not be enough.
And he is just going to keep on running back, it seems. Okay. We have a flank here. Apparently we have a flank. Oh my goodness, his cover is so weird right now. There's like this little alcove underneath this cliff top thing here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he's taking half cover facing this way, and he's actually flanked on the backside down here. Oh, that is so weird. Let's take this move where we can rescue this person while flanking the Warlock all at once. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have... Oh, I should have marked him when I had the chance with RNZ. I didn't mark him though. 58%, do your best. Hey, good shot, not bad. He's down to half HP already. He's gonna be taking another move to try and escape from us. Are you able to do anything from here? Not really. How about a grenade? Oh, just barely short of grenade. Okay, there are more people down here. Where's that drone from earlier? I need to keep making you useful. Let's see if this drone can do anything else down here. We've rescued about We've rescued 10 people. This is actually the last person that we need to rescue. Okay.
Double time.
Quickly grab this person and get the heck out of here. Alright guys, we have just about everyone rescued, I think. Now it's just a matter of making it out with our people here. Everyone just keep on running out. At least the rebels, not our soldiers yet. Where's the other rebel? Okay, so there's one down here. I'm gonna run you maybe back here. Gonna get you onto the evac. Got another fellow right down here. We got a lot of people running out from this bottom side over here. Get this person out first so they don't occupy that really good tile for our guy to hide behind. Everybody else, just keep on running. We've got just about every single rebel here. It's just a matter of getting them out safely now. I can't find a good tile for this person to sit. Probably the Warlock won't even climb up and shoot at them. He'll probably just stay down there, so it should be fine to just run them up here. I think that's everyone's actions, right? Yeah, everyone's actions down there at least. And just gotta get everyone else up here out. Alright, I think that's all of our actions. Now it's just a matter of overwatching and killing all reinforcements until our shinobi and drone can escape with us. Meanwhile, I'm just going to slowly move our team back around from this angle.
Come get some.
I kind of want to climb up here, forcing the Warlock into us rather than letting him hide down beneath that cliff.
Got it covered.
I can flush him. Yeah, let's flush him. Beautiful damage. We almost got him. Not quite before the reinforcements came though, so it'll be kind of annoying in the next few rounds. He's gonna use his like Mind Scorch and other abilities. That's gonna be really annoying. Overwatch with our Muton. And the reinforcements are dropping right next to the evac though. That is actually kind of annoying. They're pretty far behind us right now. And they've got an entire squad of commandos running after us. A Raptor Commando as well as a Destroyer Commando. So you can think of the Commandos as kind of like a dark version of the hero classes. So for example, the Raptor Commando is kind of like the Reaper equivalent for the enemy team, and the Destroyer Commando is kind of like the Skirmisher equivalent. Ouch.
Are you ready to be
O'Donnell's on fire. Alright, O'Donnell is no longer on fire. I want to get the Warlock, but I have no idea how to get him easily. Maybe we'll do this. We'll start by having the Muton move up a little bit, get vision on the Warlock somehow. Get vision on the Warlock. I want to mark the Warlock, but I can't see him though. We can see him from down here, so what we're going to do is we're going to run down here. Give him a nice clean mark. And then after that, we're going to take the Glacial Throw. Nice try.
Even the smallest misstep could be costly at this stage, Commander.
Can you get him, Tabata? Or should I turn around and start focusing on these guys back there? I don't even know where they are. Where are they? Did they drop down here? I can't actually see where they are.
Is it clear?
Well, if we can't see where they are, we'll just have to ignore them. Is it really a problem if you don't see them? It's only a problem if I see them. A little bit more damage on the Warlock. We just need to finish him off with like 5 more damage if we can. Almost got this guy. I think our Snake might be able to finish him off if we just move it up a little bit closer. Like a little bit out of reach. If I was able to stand like here, I could flank him, but not from here though. Yeah, let's just move up to our flanks. We'll take cover facing this way. I'm going to assume that we can kill this guy by the flanks somehow. Almost got him. Just need a little bit more chip damage against him. Sniper can't see him. You can try to get a Muton. Try. Ah, couldn't get him.
A disappointing effort.
Can we hit him with you? You're out of range. I really can't get the... Oh wait, no, I have a grenade. I think. Can I reach him with that grenade? That's the real question. I'm not gonna take cover, I'm just gonna try to get as close to him as possible. No, I can't reach him! Ah, that's a shame. Big shame right there. Alright, meanwhile, Mr. Masema, you need to start running back right now. this person out of here. Get the rest of these guys out of here while we still can. Got a bunch of people that need to be rescued right now. I like to be able to tab through all my soldiers like this without having like the rebels interfere with the pathing or the tabbing. So let's just get all of these guys out right now. I think that's everyone, right? See if that's everyone. One more person. I'm missing one more. Where are they? Rookie Joanne Howard. I did already get that person, right? I'm just waiting on their turn. I'm assuming I already got that person. Okay. Oh man. You know, if I had just chopped at this guy instead of throwing the axe, I would have actually just gotten him. I get vision on the warlock here. I can't even get vision on the warlock because this tree is placed in such an awkward location. I'm very surprised, like, we can't see him, like, through this tree somehow. We can't see him through any of these spots, really. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to... We're gonna have to use our turn to, if I overwatch, the reinforcements will just burn the overwatch. It might be better to get into cover. You've got a lot of armor. I think I actually want you guys to be repositioned somewhere safer. I'm a little bit worried about, like, that destroyer commando coming up and just grappling Wati and just killing him. What's the best way to keep Wati safe? Ideally, like, hunkered down inside of double-sided cover, or I can just evac Wati. With 5 HP, I feel like it's better to just evac you, so I'm gonna get you out of here, Wati. We got, like, no armor at all, and I just don't feel safe with, like, this group of enemies behind us that I haven't seen yet. Same with the sniper, actually. I'm gonna lose out on a bit of firepower by taking these guys out, but I really need the sniper to not be, like, dead. They serve a very important role for later on in the campaign. I would prefer them not to be dead.
Supongo que está bien.
I don't really have a lot of options for how to kill this zombie, though. Maybe I could just throw a frag grenade on it. It's 3 to 6 damage. Both of these are equally unlikely to kill. Alright, I'm gonna shoot this thing with you. If it doesn't die, then I'll use you to chop it, I guess. I don't have good cover. I can take cover like that. Not very good cover, though. Nice shot from Cradle, not Cradle Mox, Gradaya. Nice shot from Gradaya there. Alright, let's get ready for another round of reinforcements. It's kind of bad that we weren't able to take out the first group of enemies, because now we got like 2 groups of enemies. There's a lot of lag there. A Wraith Commando. Wraith Commandos can be kind of annoying because they have the ability to just park themselves next to your units and then get free damage off. We've almost gotten rid of this Warlock. We don't even have to kill the Wraith Commando to get rid of him. I should be able to just do 2 damage to this guy just like that. We do eat a lot of damage though, unfortunately, because we weren't able to finish him off. We kind of just like went all in on getting him and didn't get him. Let's get ready to take care of this fellow though. I think we should be able to finish him with a nice little grenade from you. Let's get Gradaya all the way up to here. We're positioning in really weird ways. Oh, there they are. Apparently they just didn't count as activated. Energy shield from that guy going up. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna toss a nice little bomb right down here that it will hopefully expose that Wraith Commando also. Beautiful work.
Hilda's trust in me will be rightfully shaken by the outcome of our recent
Now then,
encounters.
let's get ready to take care of the remaining enemies around here. I'm gonna get off a little bit of chip damage again.
Sure wasn't expecting the fight we put up today, Commander.
I think we'll get a little bit of chip damage off against this guy. Or at least try. And then after we fail that, we will take a chop against the snake. I think the snake is a little bit more dangerous than everything else around here. Mostly because the snake can prevent us from leaving with its tongue grab and poison, so we do want to take care of that thing if possible. Same with the sectoid. Same idea there.
Double time.
Meanwhile, Masema is finally within range to escape. This last rebel over here is also within range to escape as long as we help them escape. We'll use the drone to try to tank some shots from the enemy team, I guess. Obata over here does have shielding that he can provide to someone else. Or we can move Obata up and just kill something. I think just moving up and killing something is the right choice here. Ice Snake over here. This guy doesn't really shoot besides with his pistol, so if he shoots with his pistol, I don't mind. Most likely he's just going to chop with his sword, so being flanked at him is not an issue, it's just a matter of being flanked at the Viper if it decides to shoot. But most likely it'll tongue grab someone, so that should be fine to just like be flanked by these two enemies while we face forward against these guys up here. I just don't want to get hit too many times by like the Raptor Commando as well as the Destroyer Commando and that Sectoid. Everybody else just run on forward. We'll spit ice on something. Range. Range just always seems to be a problem for this team right now, doesn't it? And don't forget, we also need to carry out Dead Mother. She is actually... Oh, you know what? I should have had Wati carry Dead Mother out. That's what I should have done. My mistake there. Oh boy. I want to position someone next to Dead Mother so I can quickly just grab her and leave. But I feel like if I do this, they're just going to all focus fire on Cradle because he's only got like 6 HP. So I'm a little bit worried about that. This Rebel over here's got 7 HP. They can actually be pretty safe around here if I run them up. Yeah, a majority of our team is just too far out to actually help out. If I suppress this guy, he just uses his jetpack to fly to a flank and do stuff to us. So probably the right choice here is suppressing... Well, no, if I suppress this guy and he uses his jetpack, the suppression sticks on him, so he's still going to have his aim debuffed. If I suppress the Sectoid, it's just going to use Psionics on my Muton anyways. I can't reach him with a flashbang, so I guess I'd probably just suppress this Raptor Commando. And seeing as how I can't kill off anything else besides probably this Viper, we might as well just take this move. You've got armor, you've got like full HP and everything. I think it's fine if you possibly take 2 hits for a chance to kill off that Viper. Unfortunately not. I wanted to kill at least one thing this round, but we couldn't even get one thing. Oh, that's unfortunate. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make sure that you are medkitted up. Just in case that Viper decides to shoot. At the very least, everyone here is at full HP. Here comes another round of reinforcements. As you guys can see, this type of missions quickly get out of control if you don't start cleaning up the reinforcements. And unfortunately, our team was just not in position to deal with the reinforcements because of how long it took for us to kill the Warlock there.
It got hot in here.
And we've got a lot of enemies coming our way. We better hope that our people can make it out literally within like the next 2 rounds or so. This guy is going to try to use his grappling hook on Tobata, and it will succeed. Gonna hurt quite a bit, Tobata, watch out. Oof. There goes your armor, take a shot against that guy, I guess. He did just choose to run, he didn't choose the jetpack. Interesting. Funny enough, he just kind of ran all the way out into the fog. He's just out of here, he's just like, oh, I'm not paid enough for this junk. Here comes the Viper, gonna bind Ladonnell over here. We can just free Ladonnell real quick. Here comes the Sectoid. Taking shots, actually. Ooh, interesting. Here comes the Wraith Commando. He's probably just gonna use the pistol.
Oh, God, my head! Just got hot in here.
Okay, then. How do we get out of this nonsense? Let's start with... Oh my gosh, why is the camera being so weird? Let's start off with a grenade on this Viper. That will free up our friend over here. Excellent work, friend has been freed. And now let's see if everyone can make it out. So you can make it out. You can make it out. You can make it out. Civilian can make it out. Drone can make it out. Tabata can make it out. But John can make it out. Arn cannot make it out. Cradle Mox can make it out. I'm gonna have you just pick up Dead Mother and get out of here because you're already at half HP. I had you get shot up way too hard early on in the mission. I need to get you out of here. Then after that... I think it's literally just Arn. We just gotta buy enough time for Arn to escape. Okay. So if we're going to try and survive this round, what is the optimal ways to do so? The first thing we should do is we should stun this Destroyer Commando. As you guys saw from earlier, that other Destroyer Commando grappling us was just not a good feeling, so we want to make sure this guy does not get to do the same thing to us. Let's go for the stunner on top of him. Hopefully we land it. Excellent work, we do land it. And then after that, I think our goal is to kill off as much stuff as possible so we just take as little damage as possible here. Who's gonna go for what? Somebody needs to kill off the snake. Ladonal can actually do that for us. Remember, kids, infinite psionic axes. Infinite axes! Oh, it's such a great feeling to just be able to do this. That guy up there is flanked. We've only got one action left. I might as well just take a free hit and run shot against him, although it probably won't matter in the long run here.
Well, that was highly improbable.
Alright, we'll take that shot, and then we'll throw a grenade, probably on top of the Wraith Commando, and just finish him off. The other option is I can... Can the snake do it? I don't think the snake can finish him off. The snake can spit ice on him, but I think he might actually be immune to ice. Let's find out. Are you immune to ice? Oh, he's not! Okay, nice. Alright, that guy's down. And all that's left is to try and take care of... We can kill off the sentry with Arn, then somebody just needs to take care of that trooper. We also need to stop that sectoid from doing its psionics. Let me throw a grenade on him and see if that exposes him. If it does, that'll make our job a little bit easier. Oh, beautiful. It does actually expose him. That's really, really good. You can't get him. You can get him, though. Okay, that's not bad. Maybe I run you back down to this corner over here. His grapple attack should be on cooldown, so we don't actually have to worry about killing him anymore. I mostly need to worry about killing off the sectoid, actually, because this is the thing that stops us from leaving. Everything else around here just kind of does damage, but the sectoid is the one that actually just panics us for one round. I can't reach any of them, though. Can I at least get that sectoid? That's all I want. We'll have to position in a way that kind of leaves us flanked to these guys, but these guys don't do too much damage to us anymore. We've kind of got like upgraded armor and stuff. I should have marked target first. This mission today has just been categorized as me forgetting to mark target first before shooting at them with the entire squad. Although you'll have to forgive me, I literally just like woke up today and was like, alright, time to record next week's missions. So this is technically my first mission in a while, especially because I haven't streamed all day this, all week. I can't get a guaranteed kill on this trooper, but I can actually get a very likely kill on that sentry. It does require me to be flanked by this trooper, but already the entire squad can get flanked by this trooper. Like, even though he's not currently flanking anyone, he can just walk up to here, shoot my Muton in the back, shoot, he's got a lot of people he can shoot at, so might as well just go and get a kill rather than worry about cover when someone is already getting shot in the back anyways. Osama over here, jetpacking in. Oh my goodness, that actually looks so cool.
Gotcha.
Alright, that's a guy taken care of. Then, I guess we can just overwatch or something. Get closer to the evac. This guy has the ability to disorient, so I don't want to actually keep Wet John all the way in the back. I actually want Wet John all the way in the front, so we can all be together. And Tabata over here, I'm a little bit worried for you. If he uses his Psi attack, you'll get knocked backwards, then everything else can shoot you to death, and you're already not at full HP. So I'm gonna get out of here right now. We are slowly losing our fighting force by extracting soldiers like this, though. I usually try to avoid extracting soldiers early, but in this case, I feel like we might have to. At the very least, to guarantee everyone's safety here. Honestly, I'd say this was a really good mission. We managed to loot out a faceless, we rescued everyone, we got Den Mother, we took a few injuries, but we got EXP along with that, so it's one of those things that's completely worth it.
Incoming fire.
That guy's just gonna shoot at us through cover. I feel like the AI for the Raptor Commando could be updated a little bit more. They can do this thing where they jetpack to a spot behind your soldiers, and I feel like if they were smart enough to like jetpack behind their soldiers and shoot at them, they'd become a bit more of a threat, in my opinion. Alright, let's just make sure everyone can escape. I'm pretty sure everyone at this point should be able to get out of here. Alright, and I think that's that.
Beat feet.
Let's get you all out of here. This mission is very, very quickly just devolving into a situation that we do not have control over. But we want to get out of here before that happens.
Got it.
And there we go. Good job to you guys. You guys did great.
XCOM operatives are secure. Firebrand returning to base.
Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Alright then, I'll see you guys back in HQ. This was a very good retaliation mission that we handled here. Alright then,
At least we know these chosen
back,
can be killed. Well, temporarily.
Only one promotion? What is this? Okay, we got 2 promotions, although one of them is Den Mother, so that doesn't really count. But welcome back, you guys. We got our big reward here. This is the big reward of the first retaliation mission, and I always recommend that you don't skip it even if you have the option. Like, even if you manage to detect the retaliation mission and you can do a mission to prevent it from happening, I recommend just letting it happen just so you can get Den Mother. She's got a very unique class that we are going to talk about in depth right now. As soon as the game stops lagging, that is. My potato PC is trying its very, very best to keep up with all the stuff that I'm putting it through. Is everything okay? Oh, I have a feeling the game's about to crash. It didn't. Nice. Alright then. So we have a brand new soldier named Den Mother. She is the exact same one that you found in the cutscenes in Vanilla. Ironically, that cutscene doesn't play in Long War of the Chosen, unfortunately. But here we are, we've got Den Mother over here. So let's go take a look at her kit here. Now, before I look at her kit, why don't we look at her equipment? So she is capable of wearing regular stuff. She has an empty secondary weapon. She does get the ability to use pistols, I think, 3 utility slot items. And she comes with a unique weapon called the Marksman's Carbine. This thing is kind of like the equivalent of a mag rifle in terms of damage. It has a little bit more of a narrower damage range. The mag rifle, I think, does 5 to 9 damage. This does 6 to 8. So it's got like a more reliable bit of damage, although it has less fluctuation, so it has less of an upper bound. But that is what that weapon's capable of. I'd say increasing your lower bound of damage is more relevant than increasing your upper bound of damage, unless it like is a lot. Alright, and the other types of weapons that she can hold is she can hold sniper rifles, regular assault rifles, she can carry hunter rifles and marauder rifles. She is capable of carrying the auto snipers and strike rifles as well. SMGs too, it seems. Is she capable of every single type of rookie weapon? Or not rookie weapon, all class weapons? Seems like it, as long as it's not like a unique thing that belongs to like an advent unit. It seems like she's able to hold most of it. Alright then, so you guys have some idea. Ooh, there's a new button here. What do you mean by reskin weapons? Oh, cool! That mod that I installed has the ability to reskin weapons. I installed this new mod recently that includes a new skin, which I probably want to put on at some point. But yeah, it allows you to reskin your weapons too, which is pretty neat. Alright, anyways, what am I doing here? So let's go talk about her abilities. First thing is her squatty level perks. So she's got the Well, let's go read her descriptions here first. Keepers are experts in the field of military logistics. They keep their allies supplied and lock down their enemies with defensive tactics and rapid reaction fire. So she's got the Overseer ability, gains squad sight and sniper overwatch when a sniper rifle is equipped as the primary weapon. She has the Entrench ability, increasing defense by 30 and dodge by 50 until you move. So that's the same thing as hunkering down. However, this is sort of like a permanent hunker down. So essentially, if you're gonna play a keeper that's not sniper rifle oriented, you use the Entrench ability. So you pick a good spot for them to hide in, where they can just kind of stick themselves in that spot and just be unmovable. The enemies won't be able to easily kill her because she's got 30 defense and 50 dodge, as long as they don't get the chance to flank her. And she can just kind of stay in that spot and just be a huge nuisance to the enemies. Her accuracy growth tends to be pretty decent, her weapons are usually pretty damaging, and she does actually have some pretty good shooting perks. And she also has a bunch of really awesome command abilities. The perfect frontline officer type unit, and you guys will probably see that as we play with her more and more. But I remember my first time using the Keeper class. It was during the supply raid mission, and it was a really tough one, but Den Mother just found this really nice double-sided cover, half cover spot, and she just entrenched herself there, and all the enemies could do would be like trying to like shoot her to death, and she'd just keep getting grazed, and she kept med-kitting herself up, holding the front lines. It was like the coolest and most glorious thing I had ever seen, so I was very excited to play with this class for the YouTube run. She's got the ability Combat Presence, grant an extra action to a squad mate. This is very similar to the command ability that officers have, except the officer command, they can only use it a certain amount of times per turn. With Combat Presence, it is limited purely by cooldown, so that is a really awesome thing to have, and they also have some really good supporting abilities for a officer type build. It also comes with a grapple gun for easy repositioning, as well as the Quick Study ability, learn officer abilities in half the time. As you guys can see, she is pretty much intended to be an officer class type unit. She can learn pistol perks down here, as you guys can see. Now then, what's the best way to showcase her abilities? I think we'll go row by row for this one. This one seems to be the easiest way to explain it. So the first build is Lookout. This is mostly intended to be used with the sniper rifle, and it is an Overwatch style type build. So she's got Covering Fire. Reaction shots will give enemies aim penalties, as well as give them, I think, a little bit better accuracy against enemies in cover with Overwatch. Also allows you to shoot at enemies if they decide to stand still and shoot back at you. Normally with Overwatch that wouldn't happen. Shooting Sharp. Your ranged attacks gain 2 armor piercing and 15 aim when firing against units in cover. Very solid ability for a shooter type unit. We've also got the Bandit ability. Once per turn, restore 1 ammo after taking a shot with your assault rifle. It says assault rifle, but that's just listing whatever primary weapon you have here. If, for example, we switch to the sniper rifle, it should change the description to sniper rifle, or marksman rifle in this case. Chasing Fire. Once per turn, the Keeper follows an ally's attack with a reaction shot, works at squad sight, and does not consume a steady weapon charge. So this one's kind of interesting. This allows her to get off free shots while she's doing other things. So you can do a mix and match build where you have her doing things like commanding or supporting allies, and she'll still be able to get free shots off during those moments. So you can find a way to make sure that she doesn't waste her really good accuracy, even despite all of this, which I think is pretty neat. Oh, I didn't notice this one down here. This is her unique ability right here. I should probably go over that. Gain bonus 5 aim and 5 crit when taking multiple primary weapon shots against the same target in a row. Stacks up to 3 times. A little bit of lore there. As you guys can see, she did lose an eye. But yeah, let's see. So she gets bonus accuracy from shooting at the same target multiple times. I don't feel like this is particularly relevant, but if you're ever fighting a boss unit that you just can't kill easily, she will actually end up being relevant in that sense. This can stack up to 15 aim if the battle drags on for more than 3 turns. It's one of those things where you don't really want to have to spend more than 3 rounds against most enemies, so you like try to avoid like seeing this perk be used. But if you're ever in a situation where there's something that's just really hard for your team to kill, you'll notice this coming in to save your butt. Alright, we finished talking about Chasing Fire. Next one is Cool Under Pressure. Gain 10 aim on Overwatch and other reaction shots, and they can critically hit. This essentially turns your Overwatch shots into standard shots. So, very important perk to be taking if you're planning on doing some sort of Overwatch build with chasing fire. Or if you're just overwatching in general. I mean, we do have rapid reaction on this Den Mother, so I might actually consider doing an Overwatch build. What's sniper Overwatch here? Rapid reaction. Within a cone of fire. Interesting. How is that different from Killzone? There's no limit to the amount of Killzone shots a soldier can take outside of ammo counts. Oh, I get it. The sniper Overwatch down here. So this is another ability that's tied to Overseer, so they don't just have squad sight. They have the ability to shoot in a cone, so you get to mark something specific that you want to kill with your Overwatch, rather than just having them randomly Overwatch against something. And this also works apparently with Sentinel and Rapid Reaction, which we do have down here, so this allows us to shoot 3 times with our Overwatch. We can choose to specifically use our Overwatch against a group of enemies using the Sniper Overwatch ability. That's interesting. Alright. Next perk over here is Ready for Anything. Once per turn, enter Overwatch after taking a standard shot with your marksman rifle, or whatever weapon that you have equipped. So you're allowed to shoot and then Overwatch afterwards. With Rapid Reaction down here, which is one of our random abilities, we can actually take a triple shot with Den Mother, which is kind of interesting. So you would get to shoot once, then on the enemy's turn you get to shoot up to 3 more times. So you can unload like 4 shots worth of damage all within 1 round. That is quite interesting. Of course, you don't get to control who it goes at, besides using the little cone that you get using Sniper Overwatch. But that is kind of neat. You don't get to focus them all on one target though, so if you really, really badly need a boss dead, you're gonna have to focus on someone else to do that. This might have its relevance if we were only doing a 2-shot build. So for example, if you only cared about using, or maybe if you only cared about using 1 shot. So if you were planning on doing chasing fire with Bandit, you could actually get away with equipping one of those auto rifles. One of these auto sniper rifles, which do a lot of damage. That could be interesting. Could be. But if we're planning on doing rapid reaction, that weapon is going to run out of ammo really quickly, however. Unfortunately, that won't be too relevant here. And then, of course, Killzone, you guys know what that does. That's a vanilla perk. So that's the Overwatch set of perks. Let's go down to here. So this is sort of the, what is this supposed to be? It's kind of like a defensive entrenched in one spot and then firefight with the enemies type build, I think. So over here we've got aim, hunker down, now confers, plus 20 aim and plus 20 crit chance on the first shot on the following turn. This one is quite interesting because with entrench, I believe it means it counts as you hunkering down every single round, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty certain you just get the aim bonus on your first shot on every round. This is actually quite interesting if you can set up some sort of entrench aim bonus build. Eagle's Nest. Makes partial cover count as full and confers plus 10 aim and 10 crit against targets at a lower elevation. Very interesting set of perks you've got here, Den Mother. Steady hands over here. If you did not move last turn, you gain plus 10 aim and 10 crit chance. Okay, this is actually like also a really good build for the sniper build. I think both of these can work pretty well with sniper rifles. This one down here especially, actually. You've got like aim, you got Eagle's Nest. This is plus 30 aim and plus 30 crit. Oh no, sorry. Plus 40 aim and plus 40 crit with all 3 of these perks combined. That is actually quite insane, thinking about it. He's got access to Disabling Shot. Stationary Threat. Gain plus 1 damage to your primary weapon for each turn that you do not move. Oh wow, interesting. If you really found a good spot for her to just like root herself down in, she can just wreak havoc on the enemy team just by sitting in one spot and not moving. Critical hits with your auto sniper rifle have a chance to panic the target and nearby enemies. Oh nice, a little bit of utility applied beyond just damage. And then finally Bullseye. Fire a shot that deals critical damage and gives the target penalties to aim, defense, and will. Now if you're wondering, this is one of those abilities that sets your crit chance to 100% on every single one of the times that you use this ability. This does mean that you can crit the Chosen with this, who otherwise normally wouldn't be able to get crit. Alright, so very interesting set of perks here. This is a pretty interesting row. If you want to just build pure sniper and just build down this row, I'd say this is actually very solid already. And unlike a traditional sniper, she can actually afford to be sort of frontline because of the entrenchability. You don't even have to build her like a traditional long-distance sniper. She can just be a mid-range fighter with like an assault rifle. Although I feel like I'd rather just use a sniper rifle just because it does so much more damage. But if you really wanted her to be like really, really close, you have that option. There's one particular use case for this that I'm really excited for. There's a Requiem weapon, so that's like a unique type of enemy in this mod pack, and there are weapons that you can build out of their corpses and their resources, and one of them requires you to have steady hands for better action economy, which is kind of interesting. She does have the ability to use that weapon, I think. Along with stationary threat, you can make for a really, really good Requiem weapon user. Alright, finally down here we have the sort of support officer type build here. I would recommend this build if your den mother just has really low accuracy, or if for some reason you really want a powerful commanding type unit for some sort of strategy or squad. Over here we've got the supply pack ability, which comes with resupply ammo, bandage throw, and supply run. All three of these perks used to be separate perks that you had to pick up on the keeper tree. This class used to be very, very underpowered back in the days, but nowadays I'd say it's one of the stronger classes that you can get early on. So over here we have resupply ammo, throw a spare magazine to a target ally so they can reload their weapon for free. We got the bandage throw ability, throw bandages to a target ally so they can heal over time and stop bleeding. I'd say overall medkitting is a lot better than bandage throw, but it works in a pinch though. Like if you need a little bit of quick healing, this does suit the job just fine. Supply run over here, using resupply ammo or bandage throw on an ally grants the keeper a move only action. Now, I believe these abilities are one action moves, so if you use this, you're allowed to move and take another action afterwards. So it's almost like a free action, but not exactly. Got the paramedic ability over here, unlocks the ability to dash and medkit on an ally, as well as getting a free medkit. Equipped medkits also get 2 extra charges. Overall, if it wasn't competing against a couple of the other shooting perks down here, and if we weren't planning on turning her into a shooter, you could definitely take Paramedic. It's a very powerful perk, and I think it's one that is sort of undervalued, quote, by the developers. And I know the modders know that this perk is really, really good already, but I find that Paramedic oftentimes shows up really early in the skill tree of a lot of classes, and down here in the random rows, where you have to spend your XCOM points on, it tends to be incredibly cheap. For a perk that's like this strong, you'd be surprised at how easy it is to get your hands on this for a lot of units. And I'm not complaining. In Beyond Legendary, you're gonna need all the medkits you can get as time goes on. But yeah, very solid perk. Manual Override lowers all ability cooldowns on a selected ally soldier by up to 3 turns. A very, very good ability. And especially on a commanding officer type unit too. Now, this is probably one of the more important abilities for the commander build right here by my command. The first time you use an officer ability or a command ability per turn, you will refund the action point used. This actually allows you to issue 2 commands all in one round. So you're allowed to use your officer command, and then you can immediately get your action points back, and then use another command, or use your combat presence here. Let's see, there's some more details here. First time you use an officer ability, you get the action point refunded. These are considered officer abilities, so abilities like Get Some, Command, anything that you learn from the officer tree counts as a officer ability. Other abilities that count for this, it seems, are Cover Me, You Got This, Get Down, Keep Your Head Down, Call for Fire, Coordinate Fire, Manual Override, and Combat Presence. So this one over here does actually get its action refunded also, same as Manual Override over here. Very, very powerful ability, and can really set up your officer to just make use of your best soldiers multiple times. If you guys have ever played the Fire Emblem games, you guys will understand how great being able to command often is, because there's a class in those games called the Dancer class, which can give another unit an action, and essentially how the community values it is the Dancer class is essentially the best unit for that turn, moving twice. And that's exactly what the officer class is also for XCOM. Next ability you got over here is Call for Fire. Enter Overwatch. All allies in a 7-tile radius around you also enter Overwatch. This is perfect if you have an Overwatch-centric team, or if you just have a team of really good shooters on the squad. Essentially, if you can have, like, I don't know, let's say you have, like, 4 other soldiers on your team and they're all really good shooters, turn them all into Overwatch, and you're essentially getting off a good amount of free damage on the next round. Even if they're not, like, spec to be Overwatchers, if you've got, like, a sniper that's been put on Overwatch, and they have, like, Long Watch or something on them, they're gonna be able to get off some really good shots regardless. Now down here, this is another really important perk for the officer build. Reduce combat presence's cooldown by 3 turns. This currently has a cooldown of 5 turns. By reducing it down to 2 turns, because 5 minus 3 equals 2, you can essentially use your combat presence every other round. That is incredibly powerful. Now, normally with the officer command ability, you'd be using that every round, but once you run out of those charges, you can't command anymore. This ensures that you have a command at least every other round, which is absolutely insane for this type of build. Like, just imagine how powerful it would be to just have a soldier that's nearly unkillable in the front lines, entrenched in in front of the enemies, and trying really hard to kill her, while she's just commanding like your really powerful infantry or high accuracy soldier, and you're just like constantly shooting down the enemies every single round. Very, very powerful build right here. And finally, over here we got Airstrike. Once per mission, call in an airstrike that does 8 to 12 damage in a large area, costs both actions. This sounds really good on paper, and it definitely is really good. However, it does have a bit of a weakness. One is that it costs both actions. So if you're going to be using this, that means you won't be commanding that round. Of course, once you run out of your officer commands, and once this is on cooldown, you might not be able to command every single round. So there is that moment where you will have to use this. The other thing is that 8 to 12 damage, it's a lot in the early game, and it's pretty damn solid in the middle game. But I do think it kind of falls off in the end game when the enemies have like 15 to 20 HP. You're not really one-shotting even like the trooper type enemies. Of course, one-shotting them is always really hard in the late game to begin with. But I would say this is still really good though, even though I described it kind of poorly. It also has a pretty big AoE if I remember correctly. And I believe it should have... Yeah, it destroys almost all cover in the area effect. So the main thing about this is that you're setting up your shooters to be able to just wipe the enemy team if you set that up correctly. Does this have a cooldown or is this a single charge use? Don't remember. Cost both actions, once per mission. It's once per mission, okay. So once per mission, I'm assuming the AoE on this is pretty big. I haven't used this in a while though, so I don't remember exactly. But yeah, if I remember correctly, the last few times I did use it, it did feel quite relevant. But it was also one of those one-use things, so make sure that you make it count kind of things. Alright, now the build that we're going to choose to do, whether it's a sniper, overwatch, or commander build, really depends on this person's stats. I think 78 is actually pretty damn good at Sergeant for a unit. I don't actually know how good that is for the Keeper class itself, but 78 aim at Sergeant is pretty solid. Assuming you get, like, let's say 3 aim for each rank up from this point on, you would get 3, 6, 9, 12. You will reach 90 accuracy. That's pretty solid, I would say, for endgame. Rapid reaction. We do have coordinate fire. Fire at a target, then command all adjacent allies to fire at that target. Ooh. You could make for a really good sniper commander type unit. Reaction, reload your weapon. Yeah, shredder ammo. Double time, target focus, ever vigilant. I wanted to do some sort of officer build, but I do feel like she would make for a really, really good coordinate fire officer. If we have like 4 sniper type units surrounding her and we activate coordinate fire, that's like 4 extra shots on a target. That's actually really good. I'm going to take full coordinate fire here. The other option is rapid reaction, but let me see if I can make the coordinate fire build work first. So if I'm going to do coordinate fire, most likely what I would want to do is I would probably take aim. Aim 10 crit or 15 aim 2 armor piercing. I think I value the armor piercing a little bit more. Got steady hand. She's also got bandit. Once per turn, restore 1 ammo after taking a shot with your auto sniper. I could do something where she uses her coordinate fire. This is a 5-turn cooldown. But coordinate fire with bandit would actually make for a pretty good combo. You get to shoot with your auto sniper, get a reload for next round. Or, well, you can shoot every single round, and then on the turn that you coordinate fire, you get even more damage out. That's actually quite interesting. I would have to give up steady hand if I choose to do this, though. That's the one issue that we have with this. If I decide to give her the Requiem sniper rifle, then she doesn't even need half these aiming abilities, then she just needs, then I would probably just give her paramedic and supply pack and all these other support abilities. We could do that, we could give her the Requiem sniper. That's not a bad option either. I could also make her into a dedicated sniper type unit. Let me take a look at how many snipers we have on this squad. We got 2. 2 snipers. Rook, Ranger, Overseer. We don't actually have that many sniper type units. We do have a Fusilier. We have a Bounty Hunter. I was kind of hoping that we'd have a few more sniper units if I'm going to do a coordinate fire build. But I really do want to try a coordinate fire build. The other option is that I can do an Overwatch build, and I do actually have a couple of Overwatching units here. For example, we do have access to the, where is it? The Rooks, right? I think we have 2 Rooks on the squad, actually. Yeah, we do have a decent amount of Rooks, and I was building this Ranger down here. Or not this one, I think it was a different Ranger. Was it Wati? I think it was Wati that had it. Yeah, Wati over here. Wati over here has really good accuracy, and once the game loads their abilities. Yeah, Wati has really good accuracy and pretty good Overwatch perks here. I think we might do an Overwatch build. You know what? Here's how we're gonna do this. So I'm going to describe each of the builds that I would try to do with her, and then you guys are going to vote in the comments below which one you prefer to see. Okay, so the first option is the Coordinate Fire build, which I do actually really want to try. If I were to do a Coordinate Fire build on Den Mother, it would look something like this. We'd have a high-powered sniper rifle, one of those single ammo sniper rifles. We'll take aim, we'll take Eagle's Nest, or Shooting Sharp, one of the 2 shooting abilities. Then we'll give her Bandit, followed by, I think it's probably Disabling Shot, Stationary Threat, Apex Predator, and finally probably Bullseye or Airstrike. I'm gonna say Airstrike probably. Can be used anywhere your squad has vision. Yeah, we don't even need squad sight for this, so I could actually just do Airstrike with her. Airstrike or Bullseye. If I care more about crippling the Chosen, I'll take Bullseye, and if I care more about killing groups of enemies, then I'll take Airstrike. And yeah, so this would be our kind of sniper rifle build, and essentially she would be entrenched in the backline with our snipers, taking really, really accurate shots using plus 20 aim, plus 10 aim. I'm going to be missing out on steady hands if I take Bandit, unfortunately, but still, plus 30 aim, or plus 35 if they're in cover and I pick this perk instead. But we're going to have very high accuracy, very high crit chance shot, and we're just going to absolutely annihilate things as we shoot them with Dead Mother here. And then we'll have the ability to disable enemy boss units. We'll have tons of damage due to stationary threat, have the chance to panic enemies whenever we crit them, or yeah, critical hits. And since we already naturally have like 30% crit chance with just these 2 perks, the sniper rifle itself has like 20% crit chance tied to it. So we're just going to be able to just constantly panic random enemies all around. Panic chance is 125% and is negatively affected by the target's will. Assuming most endgame enemies have around like 50-ish will maybe, that's just a really rough estimate. We've got like a 75% chance to panic a lot of enemy types out there. I would say this is a very solid build if you just want to have like a person that can shoot and kind of control the map all by themselves. Very interesting. Now the other type of build that we're going to be running would be the Overwatch build. So the Overwatch build would instead make use of rapid reaction. And, oh, in fact, we get Ever Vigilant, although I don't think that's super relevant since we're going to be taking Ready for Anything. Now, with this type of build, we're going to be taking Covering Fire. Probably Shooting Sharp, although Eagle's Nest doesn't hurt too much if we're building with the Sniper Rifle. We'll probably be taking... probably Bandit, although it wouldn't hurt to take Steady Hands. I believe this affects the enemy turns. And we'll do something like so. I guess we'll take Killzone for the theming of it. And basically what's going to happen is she is going to sit in one spot. Ooh. She's going to sit in one spot, just entrench in that location, and she can either issue commands with combat presence, or shoot things, go on Overwatch, and shoot things even harder with rapid reaction. She'll get a grand total of, with her full combo, she can get a grand total of 1 shot using Ready for Anything, goes on Overwatch, and then rapid reactions. So she can get a total of 4 shots off, 5 if you count Chasing Fire actually. She can actually shoot 5 times in 1 round. Very, very powerful. And even if you do decide to use support abilities like Combat Presence and stuff, you can still Chasing Fire with that turn, so that's just really, really powerful overall. She's going to always be able to be getting off damage on the enemy teams while supporting the team, or just outputting even more damage herself. Combine that with something like Call for Fire. If we choose to go this route instead, we can actually pair her with the other Overwatch units in the squad, and she can set up some really powerful shooting compositions. I don't think this is as necessary though. I'd probably just take Cool Under Pressure, because if I'm sending her out with an Overwatch squad, I'd probably put that Overwatch squad on Overwatch myself. I wouldn't need to use an ability to put them on it. And yeah, very solid high damage output but less control type of shooter build here. That's kind of what I describe Overwatch as. High damage output but less control. You don't get to choose who you shoot at, but you get a lot of shots with the Overwatch build. Let's see, final perk over here, or final perk set over here is going to be the Officer build. You can always just do a straight down here Officer full support build. Now, if I were to do an Officer support build, I probably would not go full on support. I'd probably do a bit of mixing and matching. So for example, I might consider taking off Call for Fire if I don't plan on having her supporting my Overwatch units, and instead just giving her something like Stationary Threat. That way she's able to still do damage even if she needs to, even if she can't fire off command, she can still do a lot of damage. Like if she needs to shoot herself, she can do stuff. What else would I replace? I'd probably keep By My Command. There is one option that you can do where you take off By My Command and put on Chasing Fire, and that might seem a little bit weaker because you don't get to do the double command, which is kind of one of the big reasons for doing this type of build. But by doing it this way, she's able to set up support, so she's able to do things like supply an ally, medkit an ally, and do a command all in 1 round, and she'll still be able to get off a shot because she has Chasing Fire. And this, I think, is actually a pretty valid build too. If you still want her to be able to do commanding things, but you also want her to contribute to the firefighting, this is one way that you can build her if you want to go in that route. So yeah, I'll probably do one of these 3 builds. Why don't you guys just let me know in the comments if you guys have a preference for what you guys want to see. I think if I were to pick myself, I'd be most excited about trying... I don't know. I want to showcase her frontlining abilities, but I really, really do like this little sniper build that she's got going down here with Apex Predator. I'm honestly down for any 3 of these builds, depending on what you guys want to see, so if there's anything you guys want to see, just let me know. I will be building her up eventually. We won't be using her anytime soon, because she's going to be out for 9 days anyways. But once those 9 days are up, I would like to make use of her. Oh nice, Obsessive Reloader. Alright then. What are we doing next? I think we were looking for a Liberation 3 mission in this region. Did we ever find it? I don't think we ever found it, did we? We did find this network tower up here, which is pretty important. And since we just finished that mission up there, let's gear up a squad for the network tower. Now, this is a very interesting type of mission. There is an objective that you have to hack, but if you activate the enemies before you get to the objective, there will be like a hidden timer that counts down, and eventually Doom reinforcements come, and then you get overwhelmed. And those Doom reinforcements never go away unless you hack the objective and stop them from arriving. And once you hack the objective, everything will be stunned for 2 rounds, and you gotta kill everything on the map as quickly as you can. It's a very interesting type of mission, and it can sometimes feel very all or nothing, because that kind of is what this is. And once we finish this mission up, we'll unveil the location of the regional HQ of Advent, and we can destroy that and take control over this region and be able to set this place into supply safely without getting attacked by Advent. This is going to be a very important mission for our campaign. The first liberation is really a hard check in Beyond Legendary. I'll let the Warlock talk a bit. Yeah, the first HQ assault is going to be like the real first hard check of the campaign. It's kind of like the check of whether or not you can actually play Beyond Legendary, whether or not you can beat the HQ. There's going to be tons of enemies on it, usually around 40 enemies for your first HQ, and you're going to end up having to do things like fighting the Chosen on it, as well as a bunch of super tough enemies. So let's get ready for that. In terms of a squad, I'm feeling... How good is this combat unit? I don't think they're particularly good, right? Because you do have the Justice perk, so you do have the ability to grapple. Bring the Frost Purifier. This guy's pretty solid for this type of mission. We also want to make sure that we have a stealthy unit. Do we have a stealthy Shinobi? Sort of. You're missing the Lightfoot perk, but you already have the Covert, which is really nice. Alright, Masema, we're gonna be relying on you here. Masema's gonna be in charge of grabbing the objective, and everyone else is gonna be in charge of executing the enemies. It's a little bit hard to really understand exactly what I'm talking about until you see the mission itself, but once you guys see it, you'll understand. And I think for the final unit, we'll just bring the Ranger. It's a very high mobility shotgun Ranger type build. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna have you leave behind one of your shotguns back at home, though, for higher mobility. That is gonna be our squad. Do I have enough money to build equipment? I do not. Alright, we're gonna be working with what we've got here, though. Make sure that the squad is geared up. If I have any armor, it seems like I don't. If I don't have any armor, I just want to make sure that they all have a good amount of HP. There we go. A decent amount of HP on the entire squad. I think I'm happy with this. I'll just make sure that they all have good equipment. And give you the laser sword. Maybe if we can get a better sawed-off shotgun. There we go. That's a laser shorty right there. I do not have a laser shotgun yet, nor can I build one. I can opt to build a marksman's carbine, though. That's one option. The hunting shotgun is 4 to 6 damage. The marksman's carbine is much better. I'm gonna give you the marksman's carbine. It's not exactly a shotgun, which I know this guy would prefer to have, but you can still do a lot of damage at point blank with the marksman's carbine. And that is going to be the squad for the network tower. We'll see how they perform. Alright, you guys get out there, have some fun. Try your best not to die. Hopefully, by the end of your infiltration, we will have access to the HQ assault.
Sky Ranger, Menace, ready to deploy.
While these guys are working down there, we're going to head down over here to New Mexico, probably. Oh no, actually, let's finish making contact here, then we'll come back down to New Mexico.
US precinct.
Already another raid? Alright, we got another raid to do. Let's do this then.
Setting course for
Come on, Advent. You could have at least raided me like
United States.
before I sent everyone out. I could pull them all back so I can have them for this following mission. I probably should. Especially because I don't think I have a squad if I don't pull them back. Yeah, everyone here is tired. I probably need to pull them back, unfortunately. We got a couple of hours until... I could wait for Odinus to come back up. How long do we have? We have 1 day and 1 hour. I really hope I don't, like, scan past this by accident. I've done that before. Within 15 hours, this guy will finish training. That should be enough time for me to do this mission up here.
Setting course for Eastern
We're
United
just gonna
States.
head over to the sides really quick. See if we can finish up scanning on this place within those 15 hours.
We're still tracking the Elder's
Yep.
assassin. She's moving through this region.
Perfect. And within 0 hours, that guy should be finished training up.
Setting
Just send
course
the
for
ship
Western
back over
United
here.
States.
And we'll wait out the rest of the timer over here. There we go. Our officer has finished training up. Or one of our potential officers. Why am I training as an officer again? I think I just wanted to train him up to trial by fire. That's why. Alright, anyways, we got a mission over here. Let's do it. Hope that we actually have a squad to do this with. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8. I can make it. I could take someone else here if I can wait a little bit longer for this Dragoon to show up. No, I think this squad should be fine. I think we'll bring these people exactly. Okay. Let's load up these guys here. People that aren't tired, please. I might also take the Fusilier, even though the Fusilier is kinda tired. They would make for a really good unit to have on this mission. Fusiliers are excellent for killing the Chosen because of the force crit that they can set up with their mark shots. Trooper up here. I could also bring 2 rookies along and just train them up. That's not the worst idea. I don't want to bring too many rookies though, because that can weaken the squad composition by a lot. I'll bring like 1 rookie. Which one of these rookies do I want to bring along? Maybe I'll bring along Stoltis here. Let's gear up this squad. Stoltis is missing legs, but I find that kind of funny, so I'm going to keep it that way. And what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to give you the Whip It shotgun, and your goal is just walk into things and shoot it with your Whip It shotgun, or throw grenades on them, because otherwise I don't trust your accuracy. 57 aim is quite low, and I feel like with an assault rifle you're just going to be irrelevant for the entire fight. Over here, our Rook probably wants access to a laser rifle, so I'm going to give that to you. Bot assist over here, grab some armoring, grab some ceramic plating. We currently don't have any Kevlar, or not Kevlar armor, our Predator armors, but unfortunately we won't get to make too much use out of that. We have access to a laser cannon though, so that's really good. An auto sniper on this soldier here. I don't have my laser sawed-off shotgun. I might be able to build one. Do I want to build one? How much does it cost? 5 supplies, that's not too bad. I'll build it. I'll build it. I'm not gonna build anything else though, so you're just gonna have to work with the regular sword here. Since you're one of the frontliners, I want to make sure that you have a lot of extra HP. Marksman over here. I'm gonna give you some AP rounds, just so you can do a little bit more damage with their shots. Medkit right there. I am grabbing a lot of medkits because the Chosen will always bleed out your units, so it's worth it to just have some medkits lying around on everyone, so anyone can just stabilize a person that gets down by a Chosen and then immediately pick them up so that the Chosen can't kidnap them. Over here, I'm going to give you the advanced hair trigger, extra magazine, nothing else here really matters. There we go. Eula is fine the way she is. I'll give her a medkit just for more supporting abilities. Probably should throw like a flashbang on someone around here. Maybe I'll give you a flashbang. Trying to have like a decent mix of equipment on people. You got some grenades, you got some ammo, you got a flashbang, you've got grenades. I think we have a good mix up here, hopefully. Alright then, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode though. I'll see you guys till next time. This squad is going to get out there and go protect the data tap from the Advent forces. 10 to 12 enemies, that shouldn't be too bad. I think you guys should be able to handle it. Let's do it. 2 defenses in a row. Kind of annoying, but you gotta do it.
Sky Ranger
In position for deployment.
Alright then, have a good night, you guys. Bye-bye.